The Richtersveld National Park plays host to 6 official passes and many more unofficial ones. Of the 6 official passes, the Domorogh pass is easily the most technical as well as being the shortest. The pass connects the upper plateau area of the Richtersveld with the Charib River Valley and was originally built by hand by a small handful of local men to create an access route down the small escarpment for their livestock to move between the winter and summer grazing areas. The day before we filmed this pass, we had the good fortune of meeting one of the sandpark rangers, Domorogh, who just so happens to be a direct descendant of the original pass builder. We interviewed him at Tattersburg.
Die Domorogh pas is gebou deur my pa se neefs en hulle pa, die neefs se pa. Hulle het dit gebou spesifiek vir die rede om toegang te kry tot die rivier. Die gedeelte van die Domorogh pas opper is die winter veeboer area en die rivier is die somer veeboer area. So hulle het dit gebou jare terug. Ek kan nie onthou presies in watter jaar nie, maar baie jare terug het hulle dit gebou om 'n toegang te kry tussen die twee areas sodat hulle vee gemakliker kan beweeg van die winter area af na die rivier toe of van die rivier af terug na die winterwerf area toe.
The pass is just 1.4 kilometers in length and has an altitude variance of 139 meters, producing a steep average gradient of 1 in 10, with the steepest parts being at 1 in 4. This pass should not be driven in any vehicle other than a high-clearance four-wheel drive with low range. We do issue a danger cautionary for this pass, especially in the descending mode. Approaching from the north after a long, fairly flat plateau, the road reaches a high point of 661 meters above sea level, where the road can be seen descending via a gentle S-curve between the sides of a deep kloof. It looks fairly tame from this vantage point, but things deteriorate rapidly around the next buttress. It's best to engage low range at this point and begin descending in 3rd and 4th gear. The track is rough, rutted and either rocky or stony in places, requiring a very low speed. As the road curls to the left around the buttress, the gradient steepens and the views down over the river valley open up abruptly, revealing a wide sandy plateau with a ring of very tall mountains about 20 kilometers to the south. Keep your eyes on the track and be particularly aware of the side slope. Not much excavation was done into the mountainside, leaving the track with an uncomfortable slope towards the right. The transverse ruts, which form a series of varying axle twisters, will lift the left rear wheel of your vehicle and give you the sensation that your vehicle wants to roll to the right, which it might well do if you drive down this pass too fast. There are 2 very sharp S-bends along the descent. The first and the easier of the 2 occurs at the 0.7 kilometer point and bends first to the right and then to the left, whilst descending steeply at around a gradient of 1 in 6. The track is very bumpy here, with lots of sideways rolling being experienced. The next part of the descent is the steepest, where you'll experience gradients in excess of 1 in 4. Proceed slowly and patiently, and take great care where you place your vehicle's wheels, as there are many razor-sharp rocks along the sides of the track waiting to slice through sidewalls. You don't want to be changing a spare wheel on these slopes. Soon enough, the second S-bend makes its appearance at the 1 kilometer point, which is preceded by a split in the track. Decide which option suits your vehicle best, and then tackle the S-bend, which bends first to the right and then to the left. 4x4s with rooftop tents and heavy loads on the roof carrier, where the center of gravity is too high, will be particularly susceptible to a sideways roll. Keep your speed down slow in 1st and 2nd gear low range as you negotiate the rest of the pass. There are several safe places to stop along the descent where the amazing Richtersveld views can be enjoyed to the full. Although this little bend is only about 50 meters in length, it's both very steep and rough, and this is where most vehicles will be likely to encounter a problem, especially if there's too much speed. Take it in 1st gear low range and run fully against compression, avoiding brakes completely if you can. At the end of this S-bend, there's a small level widening of the road at the neck. The bottom of the pass is not much further, with the worst being behind you. This is a good place to stop and enjoy the vista down both sides of the neck. Here you'll see botterbome, koekerbome and many other succulents, and for the more astute observer you might even see a halfmens. The air is still and quiet, in fact completely and eerily silent, and it's hard to imagine that this mountain desert supports much life, but it does. The road now drops very sharply to the right, maintaining the steep gradient, but within about 80 meters, the gradient eases off rapidly to around 1 in 20, and the quality of the track becomes more sandy and less bumpy as it meanders in a southwesterly direction across the dry valley floor. The pass ends at the 1.4 kilometer point where it crosses a dry river bed.